Engage brain before starting tongue. All right, it is the Thanksgiving long weekend up here in Canada. So that's October the 7th. It's usually the first or second Sunday in October. Second Sunday in October, I think it is. Anyway, we are heading out down towards the Sundre, Alberta area, down along the Red Deer River, and we're gonna just camp, and we're gonna have Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow. Christina, myself, Michaela, and the dogs. Jacob stayed at home, didn't want to come this weekend, so that's all right. But we should have a fairly uneventful drive. It's a fairly easy route to get there. It'd take us a while, probably 4 hours. But that's it. That's all we're doing. We have stopped for lunch. We've been on the road a couple hours now. A couple hours in a bus feels like 9 hours in a car. So, stopped for lunch, taking it easy, then we'll be on our way. So we ran into another problem. We got to the gravel road and boom, something happened. The transmission won't shift into any other gear other than what I think is second. We are in limp mode and we are working our way back home, but we are 3 hours away on a good day. We're going to be at least 6 or 7 hours before we get home now. Maybe 5 if we're lucky. Not sure what happened. Switching between drive and reverse and neutral, she's clunking really bad, so I don't know. We'll get it home and figure it out. So to all the people who unfortunately get stuck behind us, I'm sorry. I really am. I move over as far as I can. You'll just have to go around us. It is Thanksgiving morning, and we are back at home. It took us 6 hours to get home from where the bus broke down. We were probably a mile or two from where we wanted to camp. We knew where we were going. We were right along the river at that point when the transmission went out on us. We got stuck in one gear. We have one gear. I have no speedometer, nothing to do with the speed. Nothing is there. So we were stuck in what I believe is second gear. We limped it home. I managed to get 60 kilometers an hour out of it without using so much fuel that we couldn't get home. RPMs were pretty high, about 1,000 higher than I wanted to normally run at. But anyway, I believe what we have is an electrical issue. I think one of the bumps we hit on that rough road jarred something, and I'm gonna have to track it down. So I'm gonna start with checking all the fuses that run to the ECM and the PCM. I believe one of those units is not functioning properly or at all. So that's this morning's project. I am taking everything back inside from here. I think Christina and I are going to sleep in the bus tonight. We're very disappointed. We had Michaela with us. We were excited. It was her first time coming out camping in the bus. It was only our second trip. We were there, and we didn't want to just get down to the river and then not be able to get back out again. I was worried that if I shut the bus off at that point, that it wasn't going to start back up. As it was when we got back to Sundre, I limped it back to Sundre, not having a clue what was going on. I shut the bus off there, and it wouldn't start until I went in and looked at the codes. Now, the codes, I couldn't really read them properly. I have to look that back up again on how to do that, because I only did it the one time, and I don't remember how to do it. So, that's where we are now, back fixing the bus. But this is what happens when you buy a bus. They're older, and you're going to have problems. You just deal with the problem and move on. It's just a challenge. It's all part of the fun. I am just glad we didn't have to tow it, because a 372 kilometer tow bill, it would have been going to Olds, 50 kilometers away, and it would have been staying there. We would have stayed in the hotel last night. Anyway, we're home. We're safe. The bus is back on the driveway, and it's straight, which is a good thing. That's not doing any good. This panel inside, this is the chassis. So as well as the ones in the engine bay, this is the chassis ones. This is the interior, this is the chassis. And I'm just pulled the cover off and I'm looking at them here. Transmission shifter location, transmission control module. And that's where we're having problems. But also the instrument cluster, the speedometer went down. I'm not seeing anything here. For this one and this one. Well, go get my tester. Check them out. All right. Well, I checked the fuses. There's a couple of breakers in there. Checked them all out. Everything seems to be fine. That doesn't mean it's not an electrical problem. There could be a plug on the transmission itself that is popped. I just started it up and tried, and when I put it in gear, it clunks hard. I'm worried about the transmission. It clunks hard. Like it's the whole, when I had Christina doing it when we're on the side of the road, the whole transmission shakes. So, sounds like I need to go online and do a little bit of research. Failing that, I'm not going to sit around all day. There's things I can do. I'm going to build some more stuff inside. If I have to wait for a mechanic, I have to wait for a mechanic. Such is life. Buy a bus, they said. It'll be fun, they said. It's glamorous. It's exciting. Yeah. It is fun, though. Well, I've crawled underneath here, checked all the plugs that are on the transmission. There's a couple up on the top that I can reach for the inspection hole from inside. This module here, I don't really know what it's for, but everything's connected there. So I'll have to try and get a good shot of that. It's not the Allison that I thought it was. Oh well. I ordered, hang on. Well, I ordered a ODB2 port adapter. The one in the bus here is the round 9-pin industrial, not the flat two-row one that you're used to seeing in your car. So I've ordered an adapter to go from the 9-pin to the one that you see in your car. And then I can use my reader and hopefully figure out exactly what's going on. So I should have that tomorrow. I am still convinced it's an electrical issue, but I'm going to do some research on this transmission right away here. Can you see that? That's the blown fuse on the transmission ECU. What else we got here? Engine control module. Engine control. So it is a 10 amp fuse. I'm gonna get one. Try it out. Alright, so I found that 10 amp fuse that was burned out, and I replaced it, and I've got the bus running, and I was shifting my foot on the brake between the gears, and it's not clunky like it was before when it was just forcing itself into limp mode. So I'm taking it for a little test drive. I think I have it fixed. This is something that I had no idea what to do on the side of the road. I spent an hour and a half researching it this morning, or I guess it was early this afternoon, and that's what I came up with. And I went and I tracked all the fuses, and turned out to be this little 10 amp fuse in the battery compartment. So good to know, and for future reference, I know what the problems might be. Okay, test drive. I got about a kilometer and the fuse went again. So I'm going to go change the fuse right now, and then I'm going to do a little bit more research as to what may be causing the fuse to pop. Yeah, I don't really know, but I am happy to know that it is an electrical problem, because that 1 kilometer ran perfectly. So that's where we are now. Progress. We are at the point now where I need to take the transmission control module out and have it tested, reprogrammed, repaired if can be done. I didn't get a chance this week to find a place to do that for me. I know there's a couple shops here in town that can probably do that. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I couldn't find anywhere that the harness is, you know, grounding itself out. Engage brain before starting tongue. So that's where we're sitting right now. I'll take that out this weekend. I'm having, I don't know, thoughts as to how much that's going to cost. Probably be maybe $300 to have it repaired if it can be. Otherwise it's going to be $600 or $700 for a new one. But it's electrical, easier to fix. So it came. This is the adapter to go into the industrial plug underneath for the computer, and that there will match up with my Bluetooth reader. This thing's awesome. So let's get this thing installed, plug this thing onto it, turn the key on and see if we can get some codes. I am underneath and I'm getting beamed by the sun, and that is the port right there. These only go in one way. I'm going to move over a little bit to the side here. Which way is that thing pointing? I think I have it right. There we go. And you turn that. Oop. Turn it the wrong way. Turn that, it locks it into place. It's supposed to lock it into place. Never mind me fighting with this. Hang on. Okay. after fighting with that because I was getting beamed and couldn't see anything, it is connected. So we are going to hook the other piece on. All right, as you can see, that piece just plugs in like it would in your car. Little light came on to show me that it is actually connected. He's getting beamed by the sun, so it was just driving me crazy. All right, I'm gonna turn the key on, and then I am going to go into my phone and check and see what we got. Well, that didn't work. It's not a matter of this not connecting, it's a matter of the software that I'm using on my phone is not recognizing the bus, because it's not a car or a truck, it's an industrial connection. So I'm gonna have to do some research, see if I can find a proper app, even if I have to pay for it. I'll pick one up. Gotta find something, because I'm not buying a $800 scan tool just for the occasional problem. Anyway, guess that's that. That's where we sit right now. Still haven't got the TCM figured out. Probably gonna have to buy another one. I know you shouldn't buy used electrical parts, but I know a guy who's got a lot of buses in a scrapyard. Might end up doing that. And I found a code reader for only about $250 that will read the codes on the bus and the truck and the car and the van. So I think I'm going to pick that up later in the year. I don't need it right now, so we'll get it later in the year. But that's it for this video.